Welcome to Zephyr Yoga Inspiration. I offer these podcasts for free, and your support really does make a difference and is appreciated. To make a donation, please click the link in the episode description or visit zephyryoga.com. As you all know, we've been working with the Niyamas, which is the second limb to the 8-limb process in the Yoga Sutras of how to practice yoga to experience Samadhi, that oneness, wholeness, completeness, so you can attain the state of yoga, which is that profound stillness, Nirodha. Sutra 1.2, Chitta Vritti Nirodha, in that way in which you can hopefully liberate oneself, Kaivalya. So we're working with the fifth Niyama, and the fifth Niyama is Isvara Pranidhana, that complete surrender to the Godhead of your understanding. And yoga is not a religion, but it is a spiritual science in which connects you to that which you adhere to, believe in, or connect to. And you might be an atheist and you don't believe in anything. You don't even believe in a soul, maybe. That's okay. You can still connect to that animated force or principle behind all manifestation, to practice in a way of connecting to a presence or awareness or a consciousness that is animating your experience, whether you just see it as electricity or whatever's behind string theory that creates the universe. I don't know. But you don't necessarily have to be a religious person and or a spiritual person to practice this. But there is this sense that the teachings suggest that we have complete faith in that guiding and protective power of absolute reality that is behind all life and all manifestation, whatever that is, that omnipresent, omniscient, that omnipotent presence of something, whatever you want to call it. But it suggests that we surrender the fruits of our actions and give ourselves to this grace, that we entrust ourselves as we open to what life has to offer, open to what is being experienced and what is guiding us forward. And so as we start to look at kind of the concept of this surrendering to this Godhead of our understanding, what do you want to surrender? You start thinking about, what are you trying to be controlling over in your life right now? People, places, and things. Is it, children, or is it, your finances? Is it your relationships? Is it your work outcome? Start to think about kind of, what are you trying to control an outcome so you can feel okay? What are you trying to be powerful or godlike to control so you can feel okay, which causes a certain amount of dis-ease. Or you can even start to think about in a way of, what would you like to let go of? I know myself, I want to let go of my projected fear of the future and anxieties I have. I'd like to let go of my anger, envy, my resentments. That's what I would like to let go, because I know if I let go of that, I always feel more serene, content, and in love with life. Those other things create a contraction and create a certain holding pattern and a distortion in which motivates my thoughts, my emotions, and my actions, and usually causes more karmic harm. So Vyasa, who's one of the commentators in the Yoga Sutras, states that a mind that is disturbed, distracted, or stupefied is not fit for Samadhi. It is only reachable by the yogis who have cultivated one-pointed awareness and a completely still mind, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So our practice is really a focused, diligent practice we call Abhyasa, in waking up to that Viveka, that discerning awareness, to be present, wakeful, awareful, mindful, and to make better choices, because what we really are doing is Vairagya, which is this practice of letting go of sensory observation in practice, training the mind to detach with love from whatever is arising, distracting, or motivating the activity of the mind that prevents it from the stillness. So as you look, the tendency, though, is that you'll notice negative thinking, emotional distress, instability felt in your bodies, and disturbances in the breath that mirror the disturbances in the mind. That's Sutra 131, saying that there's 4 symptoms of when you are suffering, because there's a certain amount of you trying to control something or experiencing something that creates this dis-ease within the self. So Sutra 129 says the solution is to turn inwards. As you turn inwards to your practice, you cultivate 133, non-judgmental awareness, friendliness, joy, and compassion to whatever is arising. And you nurture a deeper relationship to that Isvara, that Godhead of your understanding, that energy, that source, that animated principle in which you open to the other Niyamas to see how they can best serve you in your endeavors to practice yoga, to experience the state of yoga. So saucha is that cleanliness. Santosha is that contentment. Tapas is that heat that we cultivate for positive change. Svadhyaya is that self-study. And then we practice Isvara Pranidhana, surrendering to the Godhead of our understanding. And so when we study ourselves, we start to notice what is contaminating and causing us discontentment, dis-ease, and maybe even some pain and suffering on the levels of our physical, energetic, and mental bodies. And we create this heat, this energy, and this light so we can see, we can heal, we can be inspired, we can transform ourselves. And so we take, yoga gives us this agency for our own well-being. And as we show up and take responsibility and accountability for ourselves, we form intentions of what needs to be released, what we need to let go of, what we need to surrender to. And this creates an effort towards our own well-being, towards our own physical, energetic, mental, and even spiritual well-being. We have to create effort. As I explained in the last couple sessions, that the definition of yoga is skill in action with loving awareness. Yoga is this action, this effort, this karmic choice with loving awareness. And in that loving awareness, we wakefully make that decision to hand over our will and our lives to that guidance and protective nature of grace, whatever that is. And we learn to trust in that loving presence and deepen our relationship to that spirited connection to whatever is behind life itself. And the best way we can actually do that is through the breath, as the breath is probably the most essential aspect to practicing yoga, as well as any spiritual practice, because it is what gives us life and sustains our life, our breath. And as we breathe in that animated principle. We breathe in life. We breathe in that birth of the existence of consciousness, animated force. And as we breathe out, we allow that life force to wash, rinse, and pour through us. We inhale this vital energy of intelligence, and it circulates through, trying to celebrate your form, celebrate your embodiment, and trying to harmonize and integrate the physical, the energetic, and mental bodies to reconnect you to that concept of grace. By shaping the inflow and outflow, you guide the mind to meditate in practice. So you're guiding the mind to follow the inhale, the exhale, the inhale, the exhale. Physically moving in your practice like a moving meditation, drawing the breath to smooth its coarseness or speed bumps that it experiences that mirrors the speed bumps in the mind. so we can experience a stillness, Nirodha. So yogis figured out that if you create a lot of activity, you get access to stillness. If you create a lot of effort, you get to be able to bathe in being more effortless. So this practice of Isvara Pranidhana is that effort in which you willingly say, I can't do this, I need some help. So they say that prayer is asking for help, meditating is listening to that help. And so we form that more intimate relationship with ourselves and that divine of our understanding, and asking for help. And asking, I need, guidance, and I need to be protected right now because I feel that there's an unmet need, a vulnerability, a real strong reaction to my humanity, my life right now, my circumstances. And I'm asking, can you take this away? Can you remove this for me? I need this to be released because it's not serving me any longer. And, as we practice, ultimately, what we want really in our lives is these fundamental needs to be met. And when we feel those fundamental needs met, we are able to trust and let go in life and kind of go, okay, I'm ready for life. So if we don't feel very safe, we feel very attached to certain outcomes, and we feel very resentful and resistant to life, and our ego is trapped in the smallness of self, it's really hard to trust in life and navigate this life well. But when we feel safe, when we feel loved, when we feel belonging to our bodies, our minds, our hearts, our lives, our relationships, our community, and we feel connected to the source of a divine of our own understanding, we usually can kind of go, okay, I can handle anything that life throws me. I can go through anything, and I can actually ride that wave. At the end of our life, Buddha suggests that as you reflect on your life, you just need to answer 3 things. How well did you live? How well did you love? And how well did you learn how to let go? So throughout our life, we're learning how to let go for the big let go. So how can I let go of my fear of something that I can't control? The economy right now. How can I let go of my anger? Something happened in my life and I feel very angry. How can I let go of my resentment? How can I let go of my envy or my disdain? How can I let go of an outcome in which I so am attached to? I so want that to happen. How can I through practice. And through repetition of practice, of welcoming whatever that is into my practice with the inhale, giving it more room to breathe and just saying, I see you. Okay, I'm going to just practice softening around it and hopefully softening within it and hopefully freeing myself from the bondages of whatever kept me connected to that dis-ease, discontentment, and that confusion. So I can train my mind to focus on one point, meditation, and experience that profound stillness in which I can experience that last limb of the 8-limb path, Samadhi, and feel connected and awakened to my true nature. So how we're going to do this is we're going to use the breath, and we're going to do 1 to 2 breathing. Inhale for 4, exhale for 8. Counting is like mantra. It helps stabilize the mind. It guides the mind into being one-pointed. So counting is a really good tool to use. However, your ego kicks up and goes, I don't like this. Well, why not? This is a part of the practice as you train your mind to be more one-pointed. And we're going to also do AUM Kriya. Now, AUM, the Kriya, helps dissolve supposedly the granthis. It represents Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra, or Shiva. So it's this vibration that goes from the pelvic floor to the crown. The inhale descends. The exhale ascends with the vibration of AUM. And what you'll notice, it will create this physical vibration, energetic vibration, and mental emotional vibration in which you feel that saucha of cleansing the physical, energetic, and mental bodies, but also enlivening this integration so you feel content, that santosha. But as a byproduct, it creates a lot of heat and light, that tapas. And then you get to study yourself, svadhyaya, that kind of going, wow, that pose or this practice is triggering these thoughts, these emotions, and how can I then now practice Isvara Pranidhana? So do know that I've been teaching this and it's very provocative. A lot of students don't like this practice because of the longer exhale. It gives you more time to notice what you are carrying. And sometimes what you're carrying feels too much to bear. So that's why the inhale is really important, to really connect to that animated principle, the grace of your understanding. Breathe it in, feel its presence, and then feel that ability to let it go. If you would like to continue to practice, find out more information about the topics discussed, or to donate to this podcast, please visit zephyryoga.com or follow the link in the episode description. I thank you.